Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Good morning, everybody. Good morning, grade 9. How are you? Inshallah, today is the first period for chemistry revision for this semester. I wish for you all the best. I made a revision sheet for you. This revision sheet about 9 pages, as you see. I'll send a copy from this sheet without answer, okay, and another copy with the answer, with the full answer, okay. And during one video or two videos, I'll explain to you from where I get this answer. So I'll send you a copy from the sheet without answer and another copy already answered like this, okay. And in one video or two videos I'll answer with you these questions. Plus I made before summary for chapter 18 and 19, I think. I made a summary for alkan and alkene, okay. You have to revise this well, and during my explanation for each chapter I made focus on the important things you have to revise or to memorize them. Plus I have a bank of questions. I made it. I'll explain these questions with you also, okay. Let's start the sheet. In the first question, as you know that we have chapter 17, chapter 18, 19, 20 and 21. We took the additional polymerization only, 3 kinds of polymers, not more, okay. In this question, the extraction of important metals is done by using one of their ores, okay, and the ore is the mineral contain the highest amount of the metal, okay. Many ores either oxides or compounds. As you see this figure, I'll ask you to explain to me letter A represents what, letter B, letter C, and put the sign positive or negative electrode. As you see here, name the process used to extract aluminium. What is the process we use it to extract aluminium? Electrolysis, okay. Number 2, name the material used for electrode. Please read carefully, because if your exam will be as MCQ, take care, read carefully. I wrote electrode, so I asked about the positive and the negative, cathode and the anode. Both of them made from what? From carbon. Both of them made from carbon, okay. Using the sample plus or minus to identify the polarity of the electrode A and B. As you see here, this is positive anode, okay. These bars of carbon, positive anodes, and this lining of carbon which lined the steel tank, okay. As you know, here we have a steel tank lined with the bricks resist heat, and then another layer from carbon which acts as cathode, okay. So here is cathode, B, and A is anode, positive carbon anode, okay. He said here, identify 2 compounds present in liquid C. This is liquid C. Liquid C contains 2 compounds, the ore itself, which is bauxite, and molten keriolite. So the 2 compounds, bauxite and keriolite. And as you know, the bauxite has a high melting point, so we dissolve it in molten keriolite, okay. He asked about the names only. State one major cost that makes this process more expensive. The cost of this process is the electricity, using large amount of electricity, and this electricity is of high cost, okay. So the main cost from the price of electricity. Plus that you know that we have a problem around the cathode, that oxygen in the presence of this high temperature reacts with carbon. Oxygen from where? From the aluminum oxide, which is bauxite, electrolyzed into aluminum, go to the cathode B, and the oxygen go to the anode A. Okay, and make a problem here, reacts with carbon, make carbon dioxide. So we need to replace these carbon bars from time to time. So the most cost is electricity, and also we need to replace the carbon anodes from time to time. At which electrode aluminum is produced? Of course, cathode, because aluminum carry 3 positive charge. As you see here, write the electrode equation, اللي هي الكاثود equation. Aluminum plus 3 gain 3 electrons to produce aluminum molten metal. Okay, he asked if this reaction is oxidation or reduction. I said gain of electrons. According to oil rig, oxidation is loss of electrons, reduction is gain of electrons. So this reaction is gain of electrons. Okay. What is the problem produced from releasing oxygen at the other electrode? Which other electrode? The positive anode. Okay. The problem is that in the presence of high temperature, the oxygen reacts with the electrode, which is carbon, to make carbon dioxide. So we need to replace this anode from anode bars from time to time. So it is also another cost. The uses of aluminium are related to its properties. Okay, so here as you see, use aluminium overhead power couple because it conducts electricity. You know that aluminium resists corrosion, low density, conduct electricity, conduct heat, and so on. Okay, shiny in appearance. But when I ask about special use, you have to give me special reason. When I ask here why we use it as overhead power couple, so because it conducts electricity. Why we use it in drink cans? Because it resists corrosion. It resists corrosion. Window frame, because it resists corrosion and strong in the same time. Airplane bodies, because it has a high density and low density and also strong. We can add here, we use it in kitchen pans or kitchen utensils because it resists corrosion and conduct heat. Okay, we can add this point also. Now we took extraction in chapter 17, extraction of aluminium and extraction of iron, and I said to you we use blast furnace to extract iron from its ore, which is hematite, okay, which is also iron oxide, but hematite. Okay, what we add in this blast furnace? We add 3 things. We add coke, which is the cheapest kind of carbon. We add calcium carbonate, limestone or marble chips, plus the ore itself, which is hematite. I said to you we add the coke because coke with carbon with oxygen, it is the main source of energy. It is an exothermic reaction. And we have limestone because it removes the impurities like silicon dioxide, because calcium carbonate thermal decomposition into decomposed into calcium oxide and carbon dioxide, and this calcium oxide reacts with the silicon dioxide to make slag, okay, which is calcium silicate. Important, these names important, and formula. Okay, also carbon oxide or carbon monoxide is the main reducing agent. What does it mean by reducing agent? I have the ore in the form of iron oxide, so I want to remove oxygen from it. So I need reducing agent, something reduce the oxygen from the ore. Let's see these questions related to iron. Coke is impure. Coke is impure carbon monoxide or iron or carbon. Coke is impure carbon. Limestone is calcium carbonate. Limestone is calcium carbonate. This is the first space, which is added to blast furnace to remove impurities as silicon dioxide. So I have two choices here. I have to choose calcium carbonate, which added to remove the impurities. Impurities like what? Like silicon dioxide. Okay. Space the iron ore. What is the iron ore used in blast furnace? Hematite. Hematite. Okay. Magnetite is iron oxide, but we don't use magnetite, we use hematite. And bauxite, as you know, is the ore of aluminium. Which is the main reducing agent in the blast furnace? الكبر oxide ولا الكالسيوم oxide ولا الكربون monoxide? Carbon monoxide. Please take care, take care, take care. If your exam will be as MCQ questions, take care from these points. Again, take care. Nails, cars, bodies, and ships building. From which kind of iron? From high carbon steel, mild steel, all stainless steel. From mild steel. Okay, wrought iron. Wrought iron is iron containing 5% carbon, wala an alloy, wala pure iron. Pure iron. Wrought iron is a pure iron. Take care. Wrought iron is a pure iron. Carbon plus oxygen produce carbon dioxide is the reaction takes place in the blast furnace. It is the source of what? It is the source of heat because this reaction is exothermic reaction. Fe2O3, which is hematite, plus carbon monoxide, which is the reducing agent, produce iron 2Fe. I have to write this F capital. 2Fe, okay. Because it reduce this iron oxide into iron. Okay. Here, important question, as you see the questions mix from all the chapters you have. Here, when I talk about homologous what? Homologous series. Homologous series, I'll match it with or. Maybe I'll ask in the form of MCQ questions, so take care. What does it mean by homologous series? Homologous series, a series of organic compounds that have the same general formula. Why same general formula? And similar chemical reaction. Similar chemical reaction. Why similar chemical reaction? Have same kind of bond. Important. The chemical reactions, same chemical reactions comes from where? From same carbon-carbon bonding. Hydrocarbons are compounds, organic compounds contain only hydrogen and carbon. Compounds contain only hydrogen and carbon. Saturated, what does it mean? Saturated we call it for alkanes because they carry the maximum number of hydrogen according to the number of carbon you have. So what does it mean by saturated? An organic compound in which all the bonds are single bond, like alkanes. We call it saturated because it carry the maximum number of hydrogen according to the number of carbon you have. General formula explain to us the ratio amount of atoms, the kind of atom and the ratio of this atom, like H2O, CH4, like this. Isomers, I have compounds with the same formula, chemical formula, but different in structural formula. Okay, let's see compounds that have the same molecular formula but different in displayed formula. Unsaturated like what? Like carbon-carbon double bond alkene. Unsaturated because this double bond can break down and carry more things than the number of hydrogen it has. So unsaturated here, anorganic compounds that contain a carbon-carbon double bond. Cracking, which equation represent cracking here? This, and I said to you when I explained in the revision, I made stress, take care, you have to find the same number of carbon and hydrogen in this reaction. So I give you just one thing, give me more than one or two things. So it is cracking, which is a useful process to change large molecules into smaller molecules to be able or easy to take the energy from it. Okay, look carefully to this table. I have this full displayed formula, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 displayed formula, and I'll ask you just write the letter. One compound that is saturated. So you will search about single bond. But saturated contain only what? Carbon and oxygen, carbon and hydrogen. Saturated, so single bond. Saturated is single bonding. So it's letter D. Okay? And unsaturated, which is double bonding, letter B. Unsaturated, letter B. Okay? Which compound is acid? Acid contain, as you have in first page in chapter 18. He give you formulas for alcohol, acid, and so on. So acid contain oxygen and double bonding like this. Take care. Okay? And one compound that is alcohol. Contain OH. So letter E. I forgot to solve this. Two compounds that have isomers of each other. Isomers. So you have to find the same number of carbon and hydrogen. You will find 1, 2, 3, 4 carbon and 10 hydrogen. And here 1, 2, 3, 4 carbon and 10 hydrogen. So C and D isomers for each other. Like this. And here I want from you to draw full displayed formula for propane. And the propane, so we have 1, 2, 3. In the original sheet, the empty sheet, you have space to draw it if you want to copy the sheet and solve it yourself. I'll send a copy from the sheet without answer and another copy with answer. So propane, 1, 2, 3 prop, and in we have single bonding. So I complete all these arms with hydrogen, as you see. Okay, I want methyl alcohol, so 1 carbon, alcohol, so I have OH and other hydrogen. Where I can put this OH, you can put it here, up, down, on the right, it's up to you. 2, 3 dimethyl butane. I'll start from the last name, but. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4 carbon. Okay, 2 and 3, it is the number of the carbon I'll hang on them, the methyl group. I have dimethyl, so I have 2 methyl group. What is the methyl group? CH3. Hang it in which carbon? In carbon number 2 and in carbon number 3, as you see here. Clear? Here. Alkenes react with the bromine water. Yes, we use bromine water to test presence of carbon-carbon double bonding. Please take care. Important. We use bromine water, not any water. We use bromine water, which is orange in color, to detect the presence of carbon-carbon double bonding, to detect that I have alkene. Okay? He asked about the color. I start the bromine water with it, which is orange color, and the end in case of alkene with colorless, as you have figure in your book. The reaction between alkene and the bromine, just break the double bonding and let the carbon carry one bromine. Sorry, I wrote all of them, Br and here Br. Okay, like this. So you have the same number of hydrogen and here bromine. So we call it additional reaction. Okay. Now multiple choice. Take care, please. Which one of the following statement about the alkanes is wrong? Make a circle around wrong. Which is wrong? They are family of hydrocarbon, it's correct. They are saturated hydrocarbon, it's correct. So what's wrong? Letter B. They all have similar physical properties. Of course not, because I said to you, the first four alkanes are gases and then liquid. When I reach to carbon number 17, it will be solid. Now the formula for the alkane with 17 carbon. 17 carbon. What is the general formula of alkane? Cn H2n plus 2. So n here is 17. So it will be 17 times 2 equal 34 plus 2. So it will be C17H36. Now the correct equation for the complete combustion of octane, any combustion produce carbon dioxide and water. Any combustion produce carbon dioxide and water. Here you have carbon monoxide in letter C, so it is wrong. He said complete combustion, not incomplete. Here you have carbon dioxide and water, but the balance is not correct, so the only correct is this equation. Which one of the following statement about the reaction between methane and bromine is wrong? Methane and bromine, it is a substitutional reaction, correct? Okay, take care, I want wrong. It is a substitutional reaction, correct? Okay, and here also correct, but this is only is wrong, so this is the answer. I'll erase this word to not confused. Okay, here which one of the following molecule is butane? Bute C4 carbon. So the first one is wrong because it's 3. Here 4 carbon and here 4 carbon but double bonding. I want N, so this is butane. Okay, let's complete the MCQ questions and stop this video. Which one of the following molecules is propene? In, so double bonding prop. Okay, prop, so 3 and double bonding. 1, 2, 3 and double bonding. This is the answer. Because here 3 but single bonding. Because and here 4. Now, what is the name of this hydrocarbon? Pentane or methyl butane or 2-methyl butane? Pute, okay, this is a hanged methyl and this is the long chain, so 1-methyl in carbon number 2 and the pute 1, 2, 3, 4 carbon. Yes, like this. I'm sorry. Here this is the branch methyl in carbon number 2 and this is the long chain 1, 2, 3, 4, so pute. Now what is the name of the molecule? CH3, CH2, CH2, OH. OH, so it is all alcohol. And 1, 2, 3 in the long chain, so propanol, because I have just a single bond. Here, what is the name of this molecule? I'll count 1, 2, 3, 4, so bute, single bond, so butane, and 2 methyl group, so dimethyl, in which carbon? In number 2 and number 3. So it will be 2,3-dimethyl butane. How many isomers are there for molecular formula C4HN? هتلاقي فيه 2 isomers. Write one of the following is not an isomers for C3H8O. To know if it is isomers or not, count the number of carbon, 3 carbon. How many hydrogen? 8 and 1 oxygen. Add 1, 2, 3 carbon. Add 3, 6 plus 2, 8 hydrogen and 1 oxygen. So this isomers, because isomers compounds have the same molecular formula but different in structural formula. I'll stop here and I'll send 2 copies from the revision sheet, 1 answered and 1 not answered, and complete the answering the question in other video. Thank you. Best wishes.